Hello there, and welcome to the Sleepy Astronaut, where we drift through the cosmos of science at the perfect pace for winding down. Tonight, we're embarking on a gentle journey into one of the most remarkable processes happening inside you right now. A microscopic miracle that's been quietly working away every second of every day since the moment you were born. We're exploring how your DNA repairs itself, and trust me, it's far more fascinating than any science fiction story you've ever heard. Before we begin floating through the cellular universe together, I'd love to know where in the world you're listening from tonight and what time it is in your corner of the cosmos. There's something wonderfully fitting about discussing the timeless dance of molecular repair while we're all scattered across different time zones, each of us settling into our own rhythm of rest and renewal. If you find this cosmic voyage soothing, enlightening, or simply a pleasant way to ease into sleep, I'd be grateful if you'd give the video a gentle like, and perhaps subscribe. It helps this little space station of calm reach other weary travellers who might need a peaceful pause in their day. Now, I do hope this isn't so captivating that it keeps you awake, but if it does, well, at least you'll drift off knowing something extraordinary about the universe that lives inside your very cells. So settle back, let your breathing slow, and prepare to marvel at the quiet heroism happening in every fibre of your being. Because somewhere between the vastness of space and the intimacy of a single cell, there's a story of repair, resilience, and the most elegant maintenance crew in the known universe. Imagine for a moment that you are a city. Not just any city, but a bustling metropolis with trillions of inhabitants, countless neighbourhoods, and infrastructure so complex it makes the most advanced urban planning look like a child's drawing. Now imagine that this city never sleeps, never stops growing, and somehow manages to repair every pothole, fix every broken streetlight, and maintain every building without ever shutting down for maintenance. This is your body, and at the heart of this miraculous city lies the most important library ever built, your DNA. But here's the thing about libraries, especially ones that get used as intensively as your genetic code. They suffer wear and tear. Pages get torn, words get smudged. Entire sections sometimes get damaged by the elements. In a normal library, you might just replace the damaged books. But your DNA library is different. It's the only copy of the most important instruction manual ever written, the blueprint for you, and it needs to stay open and functional 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for your entire life. Every single second, your DNA faces an assault that would make a medieval siege look like a gentle summer rain. Ultraviolet radiation from the sun, chemicals in the air you breathe, the food you eat, even the natural byproducts of your own metabolism. All of these are constantly bombarding your genetic material. Scientists estimate that each cell in your body suffers somewhere between 10,000 and 100,000 DNA lesions every single day. That's not a typo. 10,000 to 100,000 hits to your genetic code every day in every cell. If this were happening to any human-made system, it would collapse within hours, and computer hard drives fail after far less abuse. Buildings crumble under a fraction of this stress. But your DNA doesn't just survive this constant battering, it thrives. How? Through an intricate network of repair mechanisms so sophisticated, so elegant, and so efficient that they make the most advanced engineering projects look like amateur craft time. Your cells have developed what can only be described as the most dedicated maintenance crew in the universe. These molecular repair workers never take a coffee break, never call in sick, and never complain about working conditions. They patrol your DNA constantly, scanning for damage, assessing problems, and fixing them with a precision that would make a Swiss watchmaker weep with envy. But before we dive into the beautiful complexity of how these repairs happen, let's understand what we're actually repairing. DNA Deoxyribonucleic acid is essentially a twisted ladder, that famous double helix you've probably seen in countless textbooks. But think of it less like a static structure and more like a dynamic, living text. The rungs of this ladder are made of 4 chemical letters: adenine, thymine, guanine, and cytosine, or A, T, G, and C for short. These letters spell out the instructions for making you. The sequence of these letters determines everything from the color of your eyes to the way your heart beats, from how your brain processes thoughts to how your immune system fights off infections. It's a library containing roughly 3 billion letters, and if you were to read it aloud at a normal pace, it would take you about 95 years to get through it once. That's the instruction manual running every cell in your body, and it needs to stay accurate. Now, when we talk about DNA damage, we're not talking about dramatic explosions or catastrophic failures. Most DNA damage is subtle, like a single letter being changed from an A to a T, or a chemical bond being broken where it shouldn't be. Imagine if, in a recipe for chocolate chip cookies, the instruction "add 1 cup of flour" became "add 1 cup of salt." A small change, but the results would be quite different. In your DNA, these small changes can have consequences ranging from completely harmless to potentially serious. The most common type of damage comes from something called oxidative stress. This happens when highly reactive molecules called free radicals, which are natural byproducts of your cellular metabolism, bump into your DNA and cause chemical changes. It's like having tiny, overly enthusiastic bumper cars constantly crashing into your genetic material. Most of the time, these collisions cause minor damage that's easily repaired, but occasionally they can cause more significant problems. Then there's radiation damage. Every time you step outside, you're exposed to ultraviolet radiation from the sun. This radiation can cause adjacent DNA letters to stick together when they shouldn't, like pages in a book getting glued together. If left unrepaired, this can prevent your cellular machinery from reading the genetic instructions properly. Chemical damage is another constant threat. Everything from the chlorine in your drinking water to the preservatives in your food to the natural chemicals produced by your own metabolism can potentially react with your DNA. Some of these reactions are harmless. Others create lesions that need immediate attention. And then there's simple wear and tear. Every time your cells divide, which happens constantly throughout your body, your DNA needs to be copied. This copying process is remarkably accurate, but it's not perfect. Sometimes the cellular machinery makes mistakes, inserting the wrong letter or skipping a letter entirely. It's like having a very skilled but occasionally tired typist copying an extremely long document. But here's where the story becomes truly extraordinary. Your cells don't just passively accept this damage, they fight back with an arsenal of repair mechanisms that are so sophisticated, so beautifully orchestrated, that they represent some of the most elegant problem-solving in the natural world. The first line of defense is something called proofreading. Remember that tired typist copying your DNA? Well, it turns out they're not just skilled, they're also incredibly conscientious. The enzyme responsible for copying DNA, called DNA polymerase, has a built-in proofreading function. As it's adding new letters to the growing DNA strand, it's constantly checking its work. If it notices it's just added the wrong letter, it immediately backs up, removes the mistake, and tries again. This proofreading function catches and corrects about 99% of copying errors as they happen. But even with this careful proofreading, some mistakes slip through. That's where the second line of defense comes in, something called mismatch repair. Think of this as a quality control inspector who comes along after the typist has finished a section and carefully reviews the work. This system can detect when 2 DNA letters that shouldn't be paired together are sitting next to each other, and it has the tools to fix these mismatches quickly and accurately. For damage caused by chemicals or radiation, your cells have an entire toolkit of specialized repair mechanisms. There's base excision repair, which handles small chemical modifications to individual DNA letters. There's nucleotide excision repair, which deals with bulkier damage like those UV-induced lesions we mentioned earlier. There's homologous recombination, which can repair breaks in the DNA double helix by using information from a matching chromosome. Each of these repair systems is like a specialized medical team trained to handle specific types of injuries. When a DNA lesion is detected, the appropriate repair crew is dispatched to the scene. They assess the damage, remove the problematic section, and rebuild it using the undamaged strand as a template. It's like having a master craftsperson who can look at a damaged piece of furniture and restore it to its original condition using only the remaining undamaged pieces as a guide. But perhaps the most remarkable thing about DNA repair is how these systems communicate with each other. When a repair crew encounters damage that's beyond their expertise, they don't just give up. They send out molecular signals calling for backup, recruiting other repair systems, and even alerting the cell's quality control mechanisms. If the damage is too severe to repair safely, these systems can actually trigger the cell to shut down permanently, sacrificing itself to prevent potentially dangerous mutations from being passed on. This process, called apoptosis or programmed cell death, might sound dramatic, but it's actually another layer of protection. It's like having a security system that, when faced with an intruder it can't handle, triggers a controlled shutdown of the entire building to prevent worse damage. The cell essentially decides that it's better to remove itself from the equation than to risk becoming a problem for the rest of the body. What makes all of this even more amazing is that these repair processes are happening constantly in every cell of your body right now as you're listening to this. While you're breathing, while you're thinking, while you're getting ready for sleep, trillions of molecular repair workers are diligently maintaining the genetic code that makes you who you are. And they're not just maintaining it, they're doing so with a level of accuracy that's almost impossible to comprehend. Despite the constant assault of damage, despite the complexity of the repair processes, despite the sheer scale of the operation, your DNA repair systems maintain an error rate of less than one mistake per billion letters copied. To put that in perspective, if you were typing this entire script and wanted to achieve the same level of accuracy, you could make only one typo every time you typed out the entire contents of about 30 novels. This extraordinary precision is maintained through layers upon layers of quality control, backup systems, and fail-safes. It's like having a city where every pothole is filled before it becomes a problem. Every building is maintained before it starts to crumble, and every system has multiple backups in case something goes wrong. But the story of DNA repair isn't just about mechanical precision and molecular efficiency. It's also about time, patience, and the long view. These repair systems have been refined over billions of years of evolution, tested and improved through countless generations of life on Earth. They represent the accumulated wisdom of every organism that has ever lived, a collective knowledge base about how to maintain the most important information in the universe. As we prepare to dive deeper into the specific mechanisms of DNA repair, to explore the elegant choreography of molecules that keeps you healthy and functioning, take a moment to appreciate the quiet miracle happening inside you right now. Every breath you take, every heartbeat, every thought that crosses your mind is made possible by this constant, invisible work of maintenance and repair. In the gentle darkness of your cells, there exists a molecular ballet so intricate and purposeful that it puts the most elaborate choreography to shame. Each repair mechanism operates with its own rhythm, its own timing, its own specialized role in the grand performance of keeping you alive and healthy. Let's begin with one of the most elegant repair systems in your cellular repertoire, something called base excision repair. Imagine you're walking through that vast library of your DNA, and you notice that a single letter on a page has been chemically altered. Perhaps an A has been modified into something that doesn't quite belong, or a C has been damaged by oxidation. This is precisely the kind of subtle damage that base excision repair specializes in handling. The process begins with a molecular detective, an enzyme called a DNA glycosylase. This protein patrols your DNA like a security guard making rounds, carefully examining each chemical letter as it passes. When it encounters a damaged base, it doesn't just note the problem and move on, it takes action. The glycosylase enzyme gently removes the damaged letter, creating what scientists call an abasic site, essentially a gap where a letter used to be. But removing the problem is only the first step. Now you have a gap in your genetic text, and gaps can be just as problematic as damaged letters. This is where the next member of the repair team steps in, an enzyme called AP endonuclease. This molecular surgeon makes a precise cut in the DNA backbone near the gap, creating a small break that allows access for the repair machinery. Next comes DNA polymerase, the same enzyme responsible for copying DNA during cell division, but now working in repair mode. It carefully fills in the missing letter using the undamaged strand of the double helix as a template. It's like having a master calligrapher who can look at half of a word and perfectly recreate the missing letters in matching script. Finally, an enzyme called DNA ligase seals the remaining break in the DNA backbone, essentially gluing the repaired section back into place. The entire process takes only seconds, and when it's complete, the DNA is restored to its original undamaged state. The damaged letter has been removed, the gap has been filled, and the genetic text reads perfectly once again. But basic excision repair, elegant as it is, handles only small, localized damage. For more extensive problems, your cells employ a more robust system called nucleotide excision repair. This is the repair mechanism that deals with bulkier damage, like the UV-induced lesions that form when you spend time in the sun. Picture this damage as something like a speed bump that's appeared in the middle of a smooth road. The cellular machinery trying to read your DNA encounters this obstacle and can't proceed normally. When this happens, specialized proteins called damage recognition factors detect the problem and bind to the damaged area, essentially putting up a molecular construction sign that says, "Repair work needed here." What follows is a carefully orchestrated demolition and reconstruction project. Rather than trying to delicately remove just the damaged part, nucleotide excision repair takes a more comprehensive approach. It cuts out a longer section of DNA, typically involving 12 to 30 letters, that includes the damage plus some undamaged DNA on either side. It's like removing an entire section of damaged pavement rather than just trying to patch the pothole. This might seem wasteful, but it's actually quite clever. By removing a larger section, the repair system ensures that all traces of the damage are eliminated, and it creates clean, straight edges that are easier to repair accurately. Once the damaged section is removed, DNA polymerase fills in the gap using the undamaged strand as a template, and DNA ligase seals the breaks. The entire nucleotide excision repair process is like watching a skilled renovation crew work. They assess the damage, remove the problematic section with precision, reconstruct the area to match the original perfectly, and leave behind no trace that there was ever a problem. And just like a good renovation crew, they clean up after themselves, ensuring that all the molecular debris is properly disposed of. But what happens when the damage is so severe that both strands of the DNA double helix are broken? This is perhaps the most serious type of DNA damage, like having a book where entire pages have been torn out. For this kind of catastrophic damage, your cells have developed one of the most sophisticated repair mechanisms in biology, called homologous recombination. Homologous recombination is like having a backup copy of every important document in your filing system. When both strands of your DNA are severed, the repair machinery looks for a matching chromosome, essentially an identical copy of the damaged section. Using this intact copy as a template, the cell can rebuild the entire damaged area with remarkable precision. The process begins with specialized enzymes that process the broken DNA ends, creating single-stranded overhangs that can search for matching sequences. These processed ends then invade the intact chromosome, forming complex structures called holiday junctions. These junctions allow the damaged DNA to use the undamaged chromosome as a scaffold for repair. What's particularly elegant about homologous recombination is that it not only repairs the break, but does so in a way that maintains genetic diversity. The process can result in the exchange of genetic information between chromosomes, a phenomenon that's crucial for evolution and adaptation. It's repair with a purpose beyond just fixing damage. It's repair that can actually improve the genetic code. As remarkable as these repair mechanisms are, they don't work in isolation. Your cells have developed an intricate communication network that coordinates all these repair activities. When DNA damage is detected, it triggers what scientists call the DNA damage response, a cell-wide alert system that mobilizes resources and coordinates the repair effort. Think of it like a city's emergency response system. When a major incident occurs, it's not just one department that responds. The police coordinate with firefighters, who work with paramedics, who communicate with hospital staff, who alert city planners about infrastructure needs. Similarly, when your cells detect DNA damage, they activate a cascade of molecular signals that coordinate the appropriate repair response. The DNA damage response begins with sensor proteins that patrol your DNA, constantly monitoring for signs of trouble. When they detect damage, they activate signaling proteins that amplify the alarm, recruiting more repair factors and alerting the cell's quality control systems. These signals can slow down or stop cell division, giving the repair machinery time to work without the complication of trying to copy damaged DNA. If the damage is minor and quickly repaired, the cell returns to normal function, as if nothing happened. But if the damage is extensive or the repair process is taking too long, the DNA damage response can trigger more drastic measures. The cell might enter a state called senescence, where it stops dividing permanently but remains alive and functional. Or, in extreme cases, it might trigger apoptosis, the controlled death of the cell. This might sound harsh, but it's actually a form of cellular altruism. By sacrificing itself, a severely damaged cell prevents potentially dangerous mutations from being passed on to daughter cells. It's like having a security system that's willing to shut down one part of the building to protect the rest of the structure. But perhaps the most fascinating aspect of DNA repair is how it changes throughout your lifetime. The efficiency of these repair systems isn't constant. It varies with age, health, environmental factors, and even the time of day. Young cells typically have more robust repair mechanisms than older ones, which is one reason why children heal faster than adults, and why cancer rates increase with age. Your DNA repair systems also show circadian rhythms, becoming more or less active at different times of day. This makes sense from an evolutionary perspective, as different types of DNA damage are more likely to occur at different times. UV damage, for example, is more common during daylight hours, so some repair mechanisms are more active during the day. Interestingly, your repair systems can also be influenced by your lifestyle choices. Regular exercise, adequate sleep, and a healthy diet can all support optimal DNA repair function. Conversely, chronic stress, poor nutrition, and exposure to toxins can impair these crucial systems. Some people are born with genetic variations that affect their DNA repair capabilities. These variations can make individuals more or less susceptible to certain types of damage, and they help explain why some people seem to age more slowly than others, or why some are more resistant to environmental toxins. The study of DNA repair has also revealed fascinating insights into human evolution and adaptation. Populations that have lived in high UV environments for thousands of years, for example, often have genetic variants that enhance certain types of DNA repair. Similarly, some genetic variations that improve DNA repair efficiency appear to have been selected for in populations exposed to specific environmental challenges. As we continue our gentle journey through the molecular universe of DNA repair, it's worth pausing to consider the profound implications of these processes. Every moment of your life, from your first breath to your last, depends on the faithful maintenance of your genetic code. The thoughts you're thinking right now, the memories you're forming, the dreams you'll have tonight, All of these are made possible by the quiet, constant work of molecular repair crews that never rest, never complain, and never ask for recognition. In the next phase of our exploration, we'll delve into some of the more specialized repair mechanisms, the quality control systems that ensure repairs are done correctly, and the fascinating ways that cells communicate about DNA damage across tissues and even between generations. But for now, as your breathing slows and your mind begins to settle, take comfort in knowing that you are supported by one of the most sophisticated maintenance systems in the known universe, working tirelessly to keep you healthy, functional, and uniquely you. The elegance of DNA repair becomes even more extraordinary when we consider the specialized mechanisms that handle the most challenging types of damage. One of the most remarkable of these is called mismatch repair, and it operates like the world's most meticulous proofreader, catching errors that slip through even the most careful copying processes. Imagine you're reading a book where occasionally two letters that should never appear together somehow end up paired on the same line. In your DNA, this happens when the normal base pairing rules are violated, when an A finds itself paired with a C instead of a T, or when a G somehow ends up next to another G. These mismatches might seem minor, but they can lead to significant problems if left uncorrected. The mismatch repair system begins with a protein complex that slides along your DNA like a quality inspector walking a factory floor. When it encounters a mismatch, it doesn't just note the problem and move on. It stops, examines the situation carefully, and makes a crucial decision. Which of the two mismatched letters is correct and which is the error? This is where the system shows its true sophistication. The repair machinery can actually distinguish between the original DNA strand and the newly synthesized one, like being able to tell the difference between an original document and a photocopy. It does this by recognizing subtle chemical modifications that mark the newer strand, and it preferentially removes the error from this newer strand while preserving the original. The process that follows is beautifully systematic. The repair machinery cuts out not just the mismatched letter, but a substantial stretch of the newly synthesized strand surrounding it. This might seem excessive, but it ensures that any other nearby errors are also eliminated. The gap is then filled in by DNA polymerase, using the original strand as a template, and the break is sealed by DNA ligase. What makes mismatch repair particularly fascinating is its connection to cancer prevention. When this system fails, cells accumulate mutations at a much higher rate, a condition that can lead to certain types of hereditary cancers. It's a stark reminder that these repair mechanisms aren't just cellular housekeeping, they're fundamental to your long-term health and survival. But DNA repair systems face their greatest challenge when they encounter damage that affects both strands of the double helix simultaneously. When both strands are broken in the same region, the cell faces what amounts to a genetic emergency. There's no intact template to guide repair, no backup copy immediately available. This is where your cells deploy their most sophisticated repair mechanism, homologous recombination. Think of homologous recombination as the ultimate backup and restore system. When both strands of your DNA are severed, the repair machinery searches through your entire genome for a matching sequence, essentially looking for an identical or nearly identical copy of the damaged region. In most cases, this matching sequence is found on the corresponding chromosome, the paired copy of each chromosome that you inherited from your other parent. The process begins with specialized enzymes that process the broken DNA ends, creating single-stranded overhangs that can search for complementary sequences. These processed ends then invade the intact chromosome, forming complex branch structures that allow the damaged DNA to use the undamaged chromosome as a template for repair. What follows is a molecular dance of extraordinary complexity. The damaged DNA strands intertwine with the intact chromosome, creating structures called holiday junctions, named after the scientist who first described them. These junctions can migrate along the DNA, allowing extensive regions to be repaired using the intact chromosome as a guide. The beauty of homologous recombination lies not just in its ability to repair catastrophic damage, but in its capacity to do so while maintaining genetic diversity. The process can result in the exchange of genetic material between chromosomes, a phenomenon that's crucial for evolution and adaptation. It's repair that doesn't just restore the status quo, but can actually improve the genetic code. However, homologous recombination comes with risks. Because it involves the exchange of genetic material between chromosomes, errors in the process can lead to chromosomal rearrangements or loss of genetic information. Your cells have evolved sophisticated mechanisms to regulate this process, ensuring that it occurs only when necessary and with maximum accuracy. For situations where homologous recombination isn't possible or appropriate, your cells have developed an alternative repair mechanism called non-homologous end joining. This system is like an emergency repair crew that can fix a broken bridge without having the original blueprints. It simply takes the broken ends of DNA and joins them together, often with minimal processing. Non-homologous end joining is faster and more straightforward than homologous recombination, but it's also more error-prone. The repair process often results in small insertions or deletions at the break site, which can alter the genetic code. However, in many cases, these small changes are preferable to leaving the DNA break unrepaired, which could lead to cell death or chromosomal instability. The choice between homologous recombination and non-homologous end joining depends on several factors, including the phase of the cell cycle, the type of damage, and the availability of matching chromosomes. During cell division, when chromosomes are paired and easily accessible, homologous recombination is preferred. At other times, when speed is more important than perfect accuracy, non-homologous end joining takes precedence. But perhaps the most remarkable aspect of DNA repair is how these systems coordinate with each other and with the broader cellular machinery. Your cells have developed an intricate communication network that ensures repair processes don't interfere with essential cellular functions like DNA replication, transcription, or protein synthesis. When DNA damage is detected, it triggers a cascade of molecular signals that can halt cell division, slow down DNA replication, or even change the expression of genes involved in stress response. This coordination is managed by a group of proteins called checkpoint kinases, which act like cellular traffic controllers, managing the flow of cellular processes to ensure that repair can occur safely and efficiently. The DNA damage checkpoint system is particularly sophisticated during cell division. Before a cell can divide, it must ensure that all DNA has been accurately replicated and that any damage has been repaired. If problems are detected, the checkpoint system can halt the division process, giving repair machinery time to work. Only when the DNA passes a rigorous quality control inspection is the cell allowed to proceed with division. This quality control system is so stringent that it can detect even single unrepaired DNA breaks among the billions of letters in your genome. It's like having a security system that can spot a single broken window in a city of skyscrapers. When such damage is detected, the entire cell division process is put on hold until the problem is resolved. But what happens when the damage is so extensive that repair isn't possible? This is where your cells make the ultimate sacrifice for the greater good. Rather than risk passing on damaged DNA to daughter cells, severely damaged cells can trigger their own death through a process called apoptosis. Apoptosis is often called programmed cell death, but this term doesn't capture the profound altruism of the process. When a cell chooses apoptosis, it's not simply giving up, it's actively protecting the rest of your body from potential harm. The cell systematically dismantles itself, packaging its contents in a way that allows neighboring cells to safely clean up the debris. The decision to undergo apoptosis isn't made lightly. It requires the activation of multiple molecular pathways and the agreement of various cellular systems. The cell essentially holds a molecular vote, weighing the extent of damage against the likelihood of successful repair. Only when the damage is deemed irreparable does the cell choose this final option. What's particularly fascinating is that apoptosis can be triggered not just by DNA damage, but by a variety of cellular stresses. Cells that are infected by viruses, exposed to toxins, or simply too old to function properly can all choose this path. It's a form of cellular quality control that helps maintain the health and integrity of your entire body. The process of apoptosis itself is remarkably orderly. The cell shrinks, its nucleus condenses, and its DNA is systematically fragmented. The cell membrane remains intact throughout the process, preventing the release of potentially harmful cellular contents. Finally, the dying cell displays molecular signals that attract specialized immune cells called macrophages, which engulf and digest the cellular remains. This controlled process of cell death and cleanup is so efficient that in healthy tissues, apoptotic cells are rarely observed, despite the fact that millions of cells undergo apoptosis every day. It's like having a waste management system so effective that you never see the garbage, even though it's constantly being collected and processed. The balance between DNA repair and apoptosis is crucial for preventing cancer. Cancer cells are essentially cells that have accumulated too many mutations but have lost the ability to undergo apoptosis when they should. They continue to divide despite having damaged DNA, leading to the formation of tumours. Understanding this balance has been crucial for developing new cancer treatments that can either enhance DNA repair in healthy cells or trigger apoptosis in cancer cells. But DNA repair isn't just about preventing cancer, it's also intimately connected to the aging process. As we age, our DNA repair systems become less efficient, leading to the gradual accumulation of genetic damage. This accumulation is thought to be one of the fundamental causes of aging, contributing to everything from wrinkles and grey hair to more serious age-related diseases. Interestingly, organisms with longer lifespans generally have more robust DNA repair systems. Elephants, for example, have enhanced DNA repair mechanisms that may contribute to their longevity and lower cancer rates. Similarly, some species of bats have evolved exceptionally efficient DNA repair systems that allow them to live much longer than other mammals of similar size. The study of DNA repair has also revealed fascinating insights into human genetic diversity. Different populations have evolved variations in their DNA repair genes that reflect their ancestral environments and challenges. People whose ancestors lived in high-altitude environments, for example, often have genetic variants that enhance repair of oxygen-related DNA damage. Those from regions with intense UV radiation may have enhanced systems for repairing sun-induced damage. These genetic variations help explain why some people seem to age more slowly than others, why some are more resistant to environmental toxins, and why certain populations have different susceptibilities to various diseases. They're a testament to the ongoing evolutionary arms race between genetic damage and repair, a race that has been running for billions of years and continues in every cell of your body. As you settle deeper into rest tonight, consider the extraordinary drama unfolding in your cells. Right now, as your breathing slows and your mind quiets, trillions of molecular repair workers are going about their quiet business, maintaining the genetic code that makes you uniquely you. They're working by the soft glow of cellular energy, guided by instructions written in the language of chemistry, driven by an ancient imperative to preserve and protect the information that is the essence of life itself. In the gentle darkness of your cells, there's no rest, no pause, no moment when the work stops. But there's also no urgency, no panic, no sense of overwhelming crisis, just the steady, patient work of maintenance and repair, as reliable as the tide, as constant as the stars. These molecular guardians have been perfecting their craft for billions of years, and they'll continue their work long after you've drifted off to sleep, ensuring that when you wake, you'll still be wonderfully, perfectly you. In the depths of your cellular universe, there exists a quality control system so sophisticated that it puts the most advanced manufacturing processes to shame. These molecular inspectors don't just check that repairs have been completed, they verify that they've been done correctly, with the precision and accuracy that your life depends upon. Imagine a master craftsperson who not only fixes broken furniture but also has the ability to test each repair, ensuring that every joint is strong, every surface is smooth, and every component will withstand years of use. This is precisely what your cellular quality control systems do for DNA repair, and they do it with a level of thoroughness that would make the most meticulous inspector proud. The first layer of this quality control involves something called repair fidelity checking. After any repair process is complete, specialized proteins survey the repaired region, examining it with molecular precision. They check that the new DNA sequence matches the original template, that all chemical bonds are properly formed, and that the repaired section integrates seamlessly with the surrounding genetic material. These quality control proteins are like molecular detectives, trained to spot even the subtlest signs that something isn't quite right. They can detect tiny distortions in the DNA structure, unusual chemical modifications, or sequences that don't quite match the expected pattern. When they find problems, they don't just note them and move on, they actively recruit additional repair factors to address the issues. What's particularly elegant about this system is its ability to distinguish between acceptable and unacceptable repair outcomes. Not every repair needs to be perfect. Sometimes a small imperfection is preferable to the alternative of leaving damage unrepaired. The quality control system has evolved to recognize these situations and make appropriate decisions about when to accept a repair and when to start the process over. But quality control in DNA repair extends far beyond just checking individual repairs. Your cells have developed sophisticated mechanisms to coordinate repair activities across the entire genome, ensuring that multiple repair processes don't interfere with each other and that the most critical repairs are prioritized. Think of this as being like air traffic control for molecular repair crews. Just as an airport control tower manages the flow of aircraft to prevent collisions and ensure efficient operations, your cellular coordination systems manage the flow of repair activities to prevent conflicts and ensure that the most important repairs are completed first. This coordination becomes particularly important during times of widespread DNA damage. When your cells are exposed to high levels of radiation, toxic chemicals, or other damaging agents, hundreds or even thousands of repair sites may be active simultaneously. Without proper coordination, these repair processes could interfere with each other, creating more problems than they solve. The cellular coordination system uses a complex network of chemical signals to manage this process. When a repair is initiated at one location, it sends out molecular messages that inform nearby repair sites about its activities. These signals help ensure that repair processes don't collide with each other and that resources are allocated efficiently. One of the most fascinating aspects of this coordination system is its ability to prioritize repairs based on their importance. Not all DNA damage is equally critical, and your cells have evolved sophisticated mechanisms to identify which repairs are most urgent and allocate resources accordingly. Damage in genes that are actively being used to make proteins, for example, is typically given higher priority than damage in regions that aren't currently active. Similarly, damage that could lead to dangerous mutations is prioritized over damage that's likely to be harmless. It's like having a triage system that can instantly assess the severity of each problem and direct resources where they're needed most. This prioritization system is constantly adapting to changing cellular conditions. During cell division, for example, the priority shifts to ensuring that DNA replication proceeds smoothly. During times of stress, the focus moves to repairing damage that could compromise the cell's survival. The system is dynamic, responsive, and remarkably intelligent. But perhaps the most remarkable aspect of cellular quality control is its ability to learn from experience. When certain types of damage occur repeatedly, your cells can actually upregulate the production of specific repair proteins, essentially training themselves to handle similar problems more efficiently in the future. This adaptive response is controlled by a sophisticated gene regulation system that monitors the types and frequencies of DNA damage occurring in each cell. When patterns emerge, the system can adjust the production of repair proteins to match the anticipated demand. It's like having a repair shop that automatically stocks up on the parts it uses most frequently. The learning process extends beyond individual cells to entire tissues and even the whole organism. When one part of your body is exposed to a particular type of damage, it can send signals to other parts, essentially warning them about potential threats and helping them prepare their defenses. This intercellular communication creates a body-wide network of DNA protection that's constantly sharing information and coordinating responses. This communication network becomes particularly important during development and aging. As you grow and change, different parts of your body face different challenges, and the DNA repair systems adapt accordingly. During periods of rapid growth, for example, cells that are dividing frequently upregulate their DNA replication and repair machinery. During aging, cells that face increasing oxidative stress enhance their antioxidant and repair systems. The sophistication of this communication network is truly extraordinary. Cells can send chemical signals through the bloodstream, through direct contact with neighboring cells, and even through the nervous system. These signals carry information about the types of damage being encountered, the effectiveness of different repair strategies, and the overall health status of different tissues. What's particularly fascinating is that this communication network can even extend across generations. When your cells encounter certain types of environmental challenges, they can modify the expression of genes in ways that can be passed on to your offspring. This process, called epigenetic inheritance, allows your DNA repair systems to share information about environmental threats with future generations. This transgenerational communication doesn't change the actual DNA sequence, but it can modify how genes are expressed, essentially providing your descendants with a head start in dealing with environmental challenges that their parents faced. It's like leaving a note for future generations about the problems they might encounter and the best strategies for dealing with them. The study of these communication networks has revealed that DNA repair is far more than just a cellular maintenance process. It's a sophisticated information system that connects every cell in your body and even links you to past and future generations. The repair mechanisms working in your cells right now are informed by billions of years of evolutionary experience and by the specific challenges that your ancestors faced. This brings us to one of the most profound aspects of DNA repair: its role in evolution itself. While these systems work tirelessly to maintain the accuracy of your genetic code, they don't prevent all mutations. Some changes slip through, and these changes provide the raw material for evolution. The balance between repair and mutation is delicately calibrated. Too much repair and evolution would grind to a halt. Too little, and organisms would be overwhelmed by genetic damage. Your DNA repair systems have evolved to maintain this balance, preserving essential genetic information while allowing for the gradual changes that drive adaptation and evolution. This balance varies among different organisms and even among different parts of the genome. Genes that are essential for survival are protected by particularly robust repair mechanisms, while regions that are less critical may have more relaxed repair standards. This creates a landscape of genetic stability that allows for both conservation and innovation. The repair systems themselves are also subject to evolution. Over millions of years, they've become increasingly sophisticated, developing new capabilities and refining existing ones. The DNA repair mechanisms in your cells are the result of countless generations of refinement, each improvement tested by the harsh realities of survival and reproduction. But evolution isn't just about the past, it's also about the future. Your DNA repair systems are constantly adapting to new challenges, from environmental toxins that didn't exist a century ago to lifestyle factors that our ancestors never encountered. This ongoing adaptation is a testament to the flexibility and resilience of these molecular systems. As you drift closer to sleep, consider the remarkable journey that has brought these repair mechanisms to your cells. Every repair protein working in your body right now carries within its structure the accumulated wisdom of billions of years of evolutionary refinement. Every repair process happening in your cells reflects countless generations of trial and error, success and failure, adaptation and survival. These molecular guardians are not just maintaining your genetic code, they're continuing an ancient tradition of preservation and protection that stretches back to the very origins of life. They're part of an unbroken chain of cellular dedication that has persevered through mass extinctions, climate changes, and countless other challenges. In the soft glow of cellular energy, surrounded by the gentle hum of molecular activity, these repair systems work with a patience and persistence that's both humbling and inspiring. They don't hurry, they don't panic, they don't take shortcuts. They simply do their work, one nucleotide at a time, one repair at a time, one cell at a time. The rhythm of their work is like a lullaby, a steady, reassuring beat that has been playing in living cells for billions of years. It's a rhythm that connects you to every other living thing on Earth, a shared molecular heartbeat that unites all life in the common task of preserving and protecting the information that makes existence possible. As your breathing deepens and your mind settles into the gentle embrace of approaching sleep, let yourself be comforted by this ancient rhythm. In the darkness of your cells, there's light. In the complexity of molecular interactions, there's simplicity. In the constant work of repair and maintenance, there's peace. Your DNA repair systems will continue their work while you sleep, tending to the molecular garden of your genetic code with the same care and dedication they've shown every moment of your life. They'll work through the night, guided by instructions written in the language of chemistry, powered by the energy of life itself, driven by an ancient commitment to preserve the miraculous information that makes you uniquely, wonderfully you. Tomorrow, when you wake refreshed and renewed, those same repair systems will have completed millions of maintenance tasks, each one carried out with the precision of a master craftsperson and the dedication of a devoted guardian. But their work is far from over, because the story of DNA repair is also the story of adaptation, resilience, and the remarkable ways your body responds to the ever-changing world around you. Your DNA repair systems don't exist in isolation. They're part of a larger network of cellular responses that help you adapt to environmental challenges. When you travel to a new climate, exercise more intensely than usual, or even experience emotional stress, your repair systems adjust their activity to match your body's changing needs. Consider what happens when you spend a day in bright sunlight. The increased UV radiation creates more DNA damage than usual, particularly in your skin cells. But your body doesn't just passively accept this increased damage, it responds by ramping up the production of repair proteins, essentially calling in extra crews to handle the increased workload. Within hours of sun exposure, your cells are producing more of the enzymes needed to repair UV-induced damage. This response isn't just reactive, it's also predictive. Your cells can actually anticipate certain types of damage based on environmental cues. When they detect the approach of dawn through light-sensitive proteins, they begin preparing for the day's UV exposure by increasing the production of repair machinery. It's like having a construction crew that starts gathering tools and materials before they even know exactly what they'll need to fix. The circadian rhythms that govern your sleep-wake cycle also regulate many DNA repair processes. Different repair systems show peak activity at different times of day, creating a carefully orchestrated schedule of maintenance activities. Some repairs are more active during the day when UV damage is most likely, while others peak at night when your cells have more energy available for intensive repair work. This circadian regulation of DNA repair helps explain why shift workers and people with disrupted sleep patterns often have higher rates of certain health problems. When the normal rhythm of repair activities is disturbed, some types of damage may not be repaired as efficiently, leading to a gradual accumulation of genetic problems over time. But your DNA repair systems are influenced by more than just light and time. They respond to virtually every aspect of your lifestyle and environment. The food you eat, the air you breathe, the amount of exercise you get, even your emotional state can all affect how efficiently these systems work. Certain nutrients, for example, are essential for optimal DNA repair function. Antioxidants like vitamin C and vitamin E help protect your DNA from oxidative damage, while minerals like zinc and selenium are required for the proper function of repair enzymes. Vitamins play crucial roles in DNA synthesis and repair, and omega-3 fatty acids help maintain the cellular membranes that protect your genetic material. When your diet lacks these essential nutrients, your repair systems may not function at their peak efficiency. It's like trying to run a sophisticated repair shop without the right tools and materials. The work can still be done, but it takes longer and may not be as thorough as it should be. Exercise, too, has profound effects on DNA repair. Regular physical activity stimulates the production of repair proteins and enhances the cellular processes that support genetic maintenance. But the relationship isn't straightforward. While moderate exercise is beneficial, excessive exercise can actually create more DNA damage than your repair systems can handle efficiently. This creates what scientists call a hormetic response, where a moderate amount of stress actually strengthens your cellular defenses. The temporary increase in DNA damage caused by exercise triggers your cells to upregulate their repair machinery, ultimately making them more resilient to future challenges. It's like a training program for your molecular repair crews. Sleep, perhaps surprisingly, plays a crucial role in DNA repair efficiency. During deep sleep, your body shifts energy resources away from active processes like movement and thinking toward maintenance activities like DNA repair. Many repair processes are most active during sleep, when cells have more energy available for the intensive work of genetic maintenance. This helps explain why chronic sleep deprivation is associated with accelerated aging and increased disease risk. When you don't get enough quality sleep, your DNA repair systems don't have the time and energy they need to keep up with the daily accumulation of genetic damage. Stress, both physical and emotional, also affects DNA repair in complex ways. Short-term stress can actually enhance certain repair processes, as your body mobilizes resources to deal with perceived threats. But chronic stress has the opposite effect, gradually wearing down your repair systems and making them less efficient over time. The stress hormone cortisol, for example, can interfere with DNA repair processes when it remains elevated for extended periods. Chronic stress also increases the production of free radicals, creating more DNA damage while simultaneously impairing the systems responsible for repairing that damage. It's a double burden that can accelerate the aging process and increase susceptibility to disease. But perhaps the most fascinating aspect of how environment affects DNA repair is the role of social connections and emotional well-being. Studies have shown that people with strong social support networks tend to have more efficient DNA repair systems, while social isolation and loneliness can impair these crucial processes. The mechanisms behind this connection are still being explored, but they likely involve the complex interactions between your nervous system, immune system, and cellular repair machinery. When you feel safe, supported, and emotionally connected, your body can dedicate more resources to maintenance and repair. When you're stressed, lonely, or anxious, those resources are diverted to more immediate survival needs. This brings us to one of the most remarkable discoveries in DNA repair research, the finding that these systems can be influenced by conscious lifestyle choices. Unlike many aspects of your biology that are largely beyond your control, DNA repair efficiency can be enhanced through deliberate actions and habits. Meditation and mindfulness practices, for example, have been shown to improve DNA repair function, possibly by reducing stress hormones and promoting the cellular conditions that support optimal repair activity. Regular meditation practitioners often show less age-related genetic damage than their peers, suggesting that these practices may help slow the aging process at the cellular level. Even simple practices like spending time in nature, maintaining regular sleep schedules, and cultivating positive relationships can have measurable effects on DNA repair efficiency. It's as if your molecular repair systems respond not just to the physical environment of your cells, but to the broader environment of your life. This understanding has profound implications for how we think about health and aging. Rather than being passive victims of genetic damage and cellular decay, we're active participants in the maintenance of our own genetic code. Every choice we make, from what we eat for breakfast to how we respond to stress, influences the efficiency of the molecular systems that keep us healthy and functional. The story becomes even more remarkable when we consider that these effects can extend beyond our own lives. The lifestyle choices you make today can influence the DNA repair systems, not just in your own cells, but potentially in the cells of your children and even grandchildren through epigenetic mechanisms. When your cells encounter environmental challenges, they can modify the expression of genes in ways that prepare future generations for similar challenges. A parent who experiences nutritional stress, for example, might pass on epigenetic modifications that enhance their offspring's ability to cope with food scarcity. It's a form of molecular wisdom that allows each generation to benefit from the experiences of their predecessors. This transgenerational inheritance of DNA repair adaptations means that the choices you make today ripple forward through time, influencing the genetic health of people you may never meet. It's a responsibility and an opportunity that connects you to both the past and the future in ways that were unimaginable just a few decades ago. As we near the end of our gentle journey through the molecular universe of DNA repair, it's worth reflecting on the profound implications of what we've discovered. You are not just a passive collection of cells and tissues, but an active participant in one of the most sophisticated maintenance operations in the known universe. Every breath you take, every meal you eat, every moment of rest you allow yourself contributes to the ongoing work of genetic maintenance that keeps you alive and healthy. You are both the beneficiary and the steward of repair systems that have been refined over billions of years of evolution. Systems that work tirelessly to preserve the remarkable information that makes you uniquely you. In the soft darkness of your cells, as you prepare for sleep, millions of molecular repair workers are beginning their night shift. They'll work while you dream, guided by instructions written in the elegant language of chemistry, powered by the gentle energy of life itself. They'll repair damage from the day just past and prepare your genetic code for the day to come. These repair systems don't know about your hopes and dreams, your fears and aspirations. They don't understand the complexities of human emotion or the challenges of modern life, but they know their job, and they do it with a dedication and precision that's both humbling and inspiring. They work not for recognition or reward, but because it's what they were designed to do. They are the molecular embodiment of care, the cellular expression of the deep drive to preserve and protect that runs through all of life. In their quiet, patient work, we see reflected the best of what it means to be alive. The commitment to maintain, to repair, to endure, and to pass on something precious to the future. As you settle into sleep tonight, surrounded by the gentle hum of cellular activity, take comfort in knowing that you are supported by one of the most remarkable maintenance systems ever evolved. Your DNA repair mechanisms will work through the night with the same dedication they've shown every moment of your life, tending to the molecular garden of your genetic code with infinite patience and care. In the morning, when you wake refreshed and renewed, you'll carry with you the fruits of their labour. A genetic code maintained with molecular precision, cellular systems restored to optimal function, and the promise of another day of health and vitality. The repair work never ends, but neither does the wonder of it, the quiet miracle of molecular maintenance that makes your life possible. Sleep well, knowing that in the deepest recesses of your cells, the ancient work of preservation continues as steady and reliable as the tide, as constant and nurturing as a parent's love, as enduring and hopeful as life itself. The story of DNA repair reveals itself most beautifully when we consider how these molecular systems communicate across the vast landscape of your body. Far from being isolated repair crews working in cellular solitude, your DNA maintenance systems form an intricate network of communication that spans tissues, organs, and even generations. Imagine, if you will, a city where every repair crew is connected by an invisible communication network where a problem detected in one neighborhood immediately alerts crews across the entire metropolis. This is precisely how your DNA repair systems operate, sharing information about damage patterns, successful repair strategies, and emerging threats through a sophisticated molecular telegraph system. When cells in your skin detect UV damage from sun exposure, they don't keep this information to themselves. They release chemical signals called cytokines that travel through your bloodstream, alerting other cells about the increased threat. These signals prompt cells throughout your body to increase production of repair proteins, essentially preparing for battle even in areas that haven't yet encountered damage. This communication network operates on multiple levels simultaneously. Individual cells send signals to their immediate neighbors through direct contact, like passing notes between adjacent desks in a classroom. They also broadcast longer-range messages through the bloodstream, reaching distant organs and tissues, with information about local conditions and repair needs. The nervous system adds another layer to this communication web. When your brain detects stress or environmental changes, it can send signals through neural pathways that directly influence DNA repair activity in cells throughout your body. It's as if your consciousness itself can reach down into the molecular realm and adjust the settings on your cellular repair systems. Perhaps most remarkably, your DNA repair systems can even communicate across time through epigenetic modifications. When your cells encounter specific types of environmental challenges, they can modify gene expression patterns in ways that prepare future cell generations for similar threats. It's like leaving detailed repair manuals for cellular descendants, ensuring they're better equipped to handle challenges their predecessors have already faced. This temporal communication becomes particularly fascinating when we consider how it might extend across human generations. The DNA repair adaptations your cells develop in response to environmental challenges can potentially influence the repair capabilities of your children and grandchildren. Your molecular repair systems are not just maintaining your genetic code, they're contributing to an evolutionary conversation that spans generations. The precision of this communication network is truly extraordinary. Cells can distinguish between different types of damage and send appropriately specific signals. A cell dealing with oxidative stress sends different molecular messages than one coping with radiation damage. The receiving cells can interpret these signals and adjust their repair activities accordingly, like specialized emergency response teams that know exactly what equipment to bring based on the type of call they receive. But this communication system faces its own challenges. As we age, the molecular signals can become less clear, like static creeping into a radio transmission. Chronic inflammation, often called inflammaging by scientists, can interfere with the clean communication between repair systems. Cellular messages become garbled, responses become less coordinated, and the elegant symphony of repair begins to show signs of discord. Environmental toxins can also disrupt these communication networks. Pollutants, chemicals, and even some medications can interfere with the molecular signals that coordinate DNA repair activities. It's like having interference on all the communication channels that your repair crews rely on to coordinate their work. Yet the resilience of these systems is remarkable. Even when communication is impaired, individual repair mechanisms continue their work with the dedication of lighthouse keepers tending their beacons in a storm. They may not receive all the coordination signals they're accustomed to, but they maintain their posts, continuing the essential work of genetic maintenance. The study of DNA repair communication has revealed something profound about the nature of health itself. We're beginning to understand that optimal health isn't just about individual cells functioning well, it's about the quality of communication between cellular systems. When these molecular conversations flow smoothly, the body operates with remarkable efficiency and resilience. When communication breaks down, problems cascade through multiple systems. This understanding has opened new avenues for supporting DNA repair function. Rather than focusing solely on providing nutrients for repair enzymes or protecting cells from damage, researchers are exploring ways to enhance the communication networks that coordinate repair activities. It's like upgrading the telephone system in a city to ensure emergency services can communicate effectively. Certain lifestyle practices seem particularly effective at supporting these communication networks. Regular physical activity, for example, not only stimulates DNA repair production, but also enhances the molecular communication pathways that coordinate repair activities across different tissues. The gentle stress of exercise acts like a tune-up for your cellular communication systems. Meditation and stress reduction practices also appear to support optimal communication between repair systems. When your nervous system is calm and balanced, it sends clearer signals to cellular repair networks. The molecular messages flow more smoothly, coordination improves, and repair efficiency increases throughout your body. Social connections, too, play a role in this molecular communication web. The sense of safety and support that comes from strong relationships appears to optimize the hormonal environment that supports DNA repair communication. It's as if feeling emotionally connected helps your cells communicate more effectively with each other. Even your circadian rhythms are part of this communication network. The natural daily cycles of light and darkness send timing signals that help coordinate repair activities across your entire body. When these rhythms are disrupted by shift work or irregular sleep patterns, the coordination of repair activities can become less efficient. The food you eat also influences these communication pathways. Certain nutrients support the production of signaling molecules that facilitate communication between repair systems. Anti-inflammatory compounds found in colorful fruits and vegetables help maintain clear communication channels, while processed foods and excessive sugar can create molecular static that interferes with cellular coordination. What emerges from this understanding is a picture of DNA repair as a deeply interconnected process that reflects the overall harmony of your biological systems. The efficiency of genetic maintenance depends not just on the availability of repair proteins and the absence of damage, but on the quality of communication flowing through the vast network of your cellular community. As you settle deeper into the quiet of evening, consider the remarkable conversations happening in your cells right now. Molecular signals are flowing like whispered messages through the corridors of your body, coordinating repair activities, sharing information about environmental conditions, and maintaining the delicate balance that keeps your genetic code intact. These communications occur in a language far older than any human tongue, written in the chemical vocabulary that all living things share. The signals flowing through your bloodstream tonight carry messages that have been refined over billions of years of evolution, molecular conversations that connect you to every other living organism on Earth. In the gentle darkness of your tissues, repair crews are receiving their assignments for the night shift. They're getting updates on damage patterns detected during the day, information about resources available for repair work, and coordination signals that ensure their efforts don't interfere with each other. It's a level of organizational sophistication that would impress the most experienced project manager. The beauty of this system lies not just in its efficiency, but in its underlying purpose. Every signal sent, every message received, every coordinated repair effort serves the fundamental goal of preserving the information that makes you uniquely you. These molecular communications are expressions of the deep biological drive to maintain, protect, and pass on the precious genetic heritage that defines your existence. As your breathing slows and your mind begins to quiet, you can trust in the reliability of these ancient communication networks. They've been operating successfully for billions of years, coordinating cellular activities through ice ages and mass extinctions, adapting and evolving but never abandoning their fundamental mission of genetic preservation. The molecular conversations flowing through your body tonight are part of an unbroken chain of cellular communication that stretches back to the very origins of complex life. Every repair signal being sent, every coordination message being received, continues a tradition of biological cooperation and mutual support that has made all complex life possible. In the soft glow of cellular energy, surrounded by the gentle hum of molecular activity, these communication networks weave the fabric of your biological existence. They connect every cell to every other cell, every tissue to every other tissue, every system to every other system, creating the integrated whole that is wonderfully, uniquely you. The precision and reliability of DNA repair becomes even more remarkable when we consider the sheer scale of the operation. In every moment of your existence, trillions of cells are simultaneously monitoring their genetic integrity, detecting damage, coordinating repairs, and communicating their status to the broader cellular community. It's an undertaking of such magnitude that it challenges our ability to truly comprehend its scope. To put this in perspective, consider that your body contains approximately 37 trillion cells, each carrying a complete copy of your genetic code. That genetic code consists of over 3 billion chemical letters, and each of those letters is subject to damage from thousands of different sources every single day. The number of potential repair sites across your entire body at any given moment is quite literally astronomical. Yet somehow this vast repair operation proceeds with remarkable smoothness and efficiency. Damage is detected almost instantaneously. Repair crews are dispatched with precision timing, and coordination occurs seamlessly across scales ranging from individual molecules to entire organ systems. It's like watching a choreographed performance involving trillions of dancers, each moving in perfect harmony with the whole. The temporal coordination of DNA repair is particularly impressive. Different types of repair processes operate on vastly different timescales, from repairs that are completed in milliseconds to complex reconstruction projects that may take hours or even days. Yet all of these processes are coordinated to ensure they don't interfere with each other or with other essential cellular activities. Consider the challenge of coordinating repairs during cell division, when your genetic code must be copied with extraordinary precision. The repair machinery must work around the copying process, fixing damage without interfering with replication, while simultaneously ensuring that the newly copied DNA is as accurate as possible. It's like trying to repair a highway while traffic continues to flow at high speed, except the margin for error is essentially zero. The energy management required for this operation is equally impressive. DNA repair is energetically expensive, requiring substantial amounts of cellular fuel to power the various repair processes. Your cells must constantly balance their energy budgets, allocating resources between repair activities and other essential functions like growth, movement, and waste disposal. During times of high damage or stress, cells can shift into what scientists call a repair-focused metabolic state, redirecting energy resources away from less critical activities toward DNA maintenance. It's like a city declaring a state of emergency and redirecting all available resources toward critical infrastructure repair. This metabolic flexibility is crucial for survival. When your cells encounter severe damage from radiation, toxins, or other threats, they can essentially shut down non-essential activities and focus all available energy on genetic repair. This emergency response mode has evolved over billions of years and represents one of the most sophisticated resource management systems in biology. But perhaps the most remarkable aspect of DNA repair is how it maintains its effectiveness despite the accumulation of cellular age. As cells grow older, many of their systems become less efficient, proteins accumulate damage, and cellular machinery begins to show signs of wear. Yet DNA repair systems often maintain their functionality longer than other cellular processes, reflecting their critical importance for survival. This resilience is achieved through multiple redundant systems and sophisticated quality control mechanisms. When one repair pathway begins to show signs of age-related decline, backup systems can compensate for the loss. When repair proteins become damaged, they can often repair themselves or be replaced by newly synthesized versions. The cell essentially treats its DNA repair systems as critical infrastructure, maintaining and protecting them with extra care. It's like a city that ensures its fire department and emergency services receive the best equipment and most regular maintenance, even when other services might have to make do with aging infrastructure. This preferential treatment of repair systems helps explain why some cellular functions can remain remarkably stable throughout a normal lifespan, even as other systems show clear signs of aging. Your ability to repair DNA damage at age 70 may not be identical to what it was at age 20, but it's often still remarkably effective. The study of exceptionally long-lived organisms has revealed that enhanced DNA repair capabilities are consistently associated with increased lifespan. Species that live longer than their size would predict, from tiny bats to massive whales, typically have evolved superior DNA repair systems. These enhanced repair capabilities allow them to maintain genetic integrity over extended periods, supporting longer, healthier lives. Humans, interestingly, have relatively robust DNA repair systems compared to many other mammals of similar size. This may help explain our relatively long lifespan and our remarkable ability to maintain cognitive function and physical health well into our later decades. We are, in a sense, the beneficiaries of billions of years of evolutionary investment in genetic maintenance technology. But longevity isn't the only benefit of efficient DNA repair. These systems also contribute to what scientists call health span, the period of life spent in good health and functional capacity. By preventing the accumulation of genetic damage that can lead to cellular dysfunction, effective DNA repair helps maintain the quality of life, not just its duration. This connection between DNA repair and health span has important implications for how we think about aging and health maintenance. Rather than viewing aging as an inevitable process of decline, we can understand it as the gradual accumulation of molecular damage that exceeds our repair capacity. This perspective suggests that supporting optimal DNA repair function could be one of the most effective strategies for maintaining health and vitality throughout life. The emerging field of longevity research is increasingly focused on understanding and enhancing DNA repair capabilities. Scientists are exploring everything from dietary interventions that support repair function to potential therapies that could boost the activity of specific repair pathways. While we're still in the early stages of this research, the potential implications are profound. Imagine a future where we understand DNA repair well enough to optimize it throughout life, where we can measure repair efficiency as easily as we currently measure blood pressure, and where targeted interventions can enhance genetic maintenance in response to individual needs and environmental challenges. Such advances could fundamentally transform our relationship with aging and disease. But even without future technological advances, understanding DNA repair empowers us to make informed choices about supporting these crucial systems. Every decision to eat antioxidant-rich foods, get adequate sleep, manage stress effectively, or maintain regular exercise routines represents a choice to support the molecular systems that maintain our genetic integrity. As you prepare for sleep tonight, you can take comfort in knowing that you've learned something profound about the biological systems that sustain your life. The DNA repair mechanisms working in your cells represent billions of years of evolutionary refinement, the accumulated wisdom of countless generations of life forms that have faced and overcome the challenges of genetic maintenance. These systems don't require your conscious attention or control. They work automatically, tirelessly, and with remarkable effectiveness, but they do benefit from the supportive environment you create through your lifestyle choices, the care you take of your body, and the attention you pay to your overall health and well-being. In the quiet hours of night ahead, as your body rests and recovers from the day's activities, your DNA repair systems will continue their essential work. They'll process the damage accumulated during your waking hours, restore genetic integrity to countless cells, and prepare your body for another day of healthy function. The work never stops. but neither does the wonder of it. In every cell of your body, molecular machines of extraordinary sophistication are carrying out tasks of incredible precision and importance. They work not for recognition or reward, but because it's what they were designed to do through billions of years of evolution and natural selection. As your breathing deepens and your mind settles into the peaceful rhythm of approaching sleep, let yourself be amazed by the biological miracle happening inside you. You are not just a collection of cells and tissues, but a living testament to the power of molecular maintenance, genetic preservation, and the remarkable ability of life to sustain and repair itself. The story of DNA repair is ultimately a story of hope, resilience, and the extraordinary capacity of biological systems to maintain order in the face of constant challenge. It's a story that's being written in your cells right now. One repair at a time, one cell at a time, one peaceful night at a time. Sleep well, knowing that you are supported by some of the most sophisticated and reliable maintenance systems in the known universe. Systems that will work through the night with the same dedication they've shown every moment of your life, tending to the precious genetic information that makes you uniquely, wonderfully you. Tomorrow, when morning light filters through your windows and you begin another day, the DNA repair work of the night will be largely invisible to you. You won't feel the millions of successful repairs that restored damaged genes, won't notice the cellular quality control inspections that verified each fix, won't sense the molecular communication networks that coordinated these activities across your entire body. But the effects will be there nonetheless, woven into the fabric of your renewed vitality and continued health. This invisibility of DNA repair work reflects something profound about the nature of biological maintenance. The most essential processes often operate below the threshold of consciousness, like the foundation of a house that supports everything above it but remains hidden from view. Your awareness flows through thoughts and sensations, emotions and experiences, while beneath it all, the fundamental work of genetic preservation continues with quiet dedication. Yet there's something deeply comforting about understanding this hidden world, about knowing that even when you're not paying attention, sophisticated systems are working to maintain the biological integrity that makes all your experiences possible. It's like discovering that your home has been built on bedrock far more solid than you ever imagined. The relationship between DNA repair and consciousness itself is one of the most fascinating frontiers in biology. Your ability to think, remember, learn, and experience emotions all depend on the precise function of neurons, cells that are particularly vulnerable to genetic damage due to their high energy requirements and long lifespans. The DNA repair systems in your brain work overtime to maintain the genetic stability that keeps your mind sharp and your memories intact. When these neural repair systems function optimally, they support not just basic brain function, but also the complex cognitive processes that define human experience. The creativity that allows you to imagine new possibilities, the emotional intelligence that helps you navigate relationships, the wisdom that accumulates through life experience. All of these emerge from brains whose neurons are constantly being maintained by molecular repair crews. This connection between genetic maintenance and mental function helps explain why factors that support DNA repair, like good nutrition, regular exercise, and adequate sleep, also tend to support cognitive health. The systems that keep your genes intact are the same systems that keep your mind functioning at its best. The implications extend beyond individual cognition to the very nature of human culture and civilization. Every scientific discovery, every work of art, every act of compassion, every moment of wisdom shared between generations depends on brains whose function is maintained by DNA repair systems. In a very real sense, these molecular maintenance crews are the unsung heroes of human achievement. Consider the accumulated knowledge represented by libraries, universities, and digital archives around the world. All of this information was created, processed, and transmitted by minds whose function depended on the faithful maintenance of genetic code in billions of neurons. The repair systems working in human brains have indirectly contributed to every advance in science, every breakthrough in medicine, every innovation that has improved human life. But the story goes deeper still. The DNA repair mechanisms themselves represent a form of biological knowledge, information about how to maintain genetic integrity that has been accumulated and refined over billions of years. This molecular wisdom is passed down not through books or teachings, but through the genetic code itself, embedded in the very systems that maintain it. When repair proteins fold into their precise three-dimensional shapes, they're embodying information about molecular structure that was discovered through eons of evolutionary experimentation. When quality control systems check the accuracy of repairs, they're applying standards of precision that have been tested and refined through countless generations of cellular division. This creates a beautiful recursive loop. DNA repair systems that maintain genetic information are themselves specified by genetic information. The instructions for building the maintenance crews are written in the same code that those crews are tasked with protecting. It's like having a library where the librarians are created according to instructions contained in the very books they're charged with preserving. The elegance of this arrangement is both humbling and inspiring. Your DNA repair systems don't just maintain your genetic code, they embody it. They are living expressions of the information they protect, molecular manifestations of the wisdom accumulated through billions of years of life's experimentation with genetic preservation. This perspective transforms our understanding of what it means to be alive. You're not just a collection of cells powered by genetic instructions, you're a temporary custodian of information that connects you to every other living thing on Earth. The repair systems working in your cells right now are maintaining not just your individual genetic code, but your participation in the vast, interconnected web of life that spans the globe. The DNA in your cells shares sequences with the genetic code of every other human being, reflecting our common ancestry and shared evolutionary heritage. But it also shares fundamental structural principles with the DNA of plants, animals, bacteria, and every other form of life on Earth. The repair mechanisms protecting your genes are variations on molecular themes that have been playing in living cells for billions of years. This universality of DNA repair across all life forms suggests something profound about the nature of biological existence. The challenges of maintaining genetic integrity are so fundamental, so essential to life itself, that every organism that has ever lived has had to develop solutions to these problems. The diversity of life on Earth is built on the foundation of this shared commitment to genetic preservation. Yet, within this universal framework, there's remarkable diversity in how different organisms approach DNA repair. Some species have evolved repair systems that are particularly good at dealing with specific types of damage, reflecting the unique environmental challenges they've faced during their evolutionary history. Others have developed repair capabilities that support exceptionally long lifespans or high levels of cellular activity. Humans occupy an interesting position in this spectrum of repair capabilities. We're not the most repair-efficient organisms on Earth. That distinction belongs to certain bacteria and simple animals that can survive extreme radiation and other forms of damage. But we do have repair systems that are well suited to supporting the complex, long-lived brains that make human consciousness possible. Our DNA repair capabilities represent an evolutionary compromise between efficiency, accuracy, and the energy costs of maintenance. We have repair systems that are sophisticated enough to support complex cognitive function over many decades, but not so energy-intensive that they prevent us from allocating resources to other essential activities like growth, reproduction, and immune function. This balance reflects the broader evolutionary pressures that have shaped human biology. We're organisms that need to maintain genetic integrity long enough to develop complex skills, accumulate wisdom, and contribute to the survival and flourishing of our communities. Our DNA repair systems are calibrated to support not just individual survival, but the kinds of long-term thinking and cultural transmission that characterize human societies. The social dimensions of DNA repair add yet another layer to this remarkable story. While the molecular work of genetic maintenance happens within individual cells, the benefits extend far beyond the individual. When your DNA repair systems function well, they support not just your own health and cognitive function, but your ability to contribute to family, community, and society. Parents with well-functioning DNA repair systems are more likely to remain healthy and cognitively sharp as they age, allowing them to provide guidance and support to their children for longer periods. Teachers, healthcare workers, and other professionals whose work depends on mental acuity can continue contributing to society when their neural DNA repair systems maintain cognitive function effectively. The preservation of genetic integrity in one generation also influences the health of subsequent generations through both direct genetic inheritance and epigenetic modifications that can affect gene expression patterns. The choices you make that support your DNA repair systems may have benefits that extend to your children and grandchildren, creating ripple effects that spread through time. This transgenerational aspect of DNA repair connects individual molecular maintenance to the broader project of human flourishing across generations. Every cell division that proceeds without error, every successful repair of genetic damage, every quality control check that prevents a harmful mutation contributes not just to individual health, but to the genetic heritage of humanity. As you rest tonight, your DNA repair systems are participating in this larger story of human continuity and resilience. They're maintaining not just the genetic code that defines your individual existence, but your connection to the vast human family that extends backward through millions of years of evolutionary history and forward into an unknowable but promising future. The work happening in your cells tonight is both intimately personal and universally significant. It's maintenance work that supports your individual health and well-being, but it's also conservation work that helps preserve the remarkable genetic heritage that makes human consciousness, creativity, and culture possible. In the quiet darkness of your bedroom as your breathing slows and your mind settles towards sleep, take a moment to appreciate your place in this vast continuum of genetic preservation. You are both beneficiary and steward of DNA repair systems that connect you to every other human being and to the broader community of life on Earth. The molecular maintenance happening in your cells right now is part of an unbroken chain of genetic preservation that stretches back to the very origins of life and forward into a future limited only by the continued dedication of repair systems like the ones working tirelessly inside you. You are a living link in this chain, a conscious participant in the ancient project of maintaining and protecting the information that makes life possible. As sleep approaches and your conscious awareness begins to fade, trust in the reliability of the systems that will continue working through the night. They don't need your attention or control to function effectively. They simply need the supportive environment you provide through your choices about rest, nutrition, stress management, and overall self-care. The DNA repair happening in your cells tonight is both a gift from billions of years of evolutionary refinement and a responsibility to future generations who will inherit the genetic heritage you help maintain. It's work that connects the most intimate aspects of your biological existence to the grandest scales of evolutionary time and cosmic significance. Sleep peacefully, knowing that you are supported by systems of extraordinary sophistication and reliability, systems that embody the accumulated wisdom of life itself and the profound biological commitment to preservation, protection, and continuity that makes all existence possible. In the gentle rhythm of cellular maintenance, in the quiet dedication of molecular repair crews, in the ancient dance of genetic preservation, you find your place in the vast, interconnected web of life that connects all things across space and time. Sweet dreams, gentle traveller of the cellular cosmos. In the soft embrace of sleep, your DNA repair systems will continue their ancient work with the same quiet dedication they've shown since the first spark of life illuminated the darkness billions of years ago. They ask for nothing in return except the simple gift of rest, the peaceful rhythm of your breathing, and the trust that comes from understanding their profound purpose. Tonight, as you drift into the restorative depths of sleep, your molecular guardians will tend to the precious library of your genetic code with infinite patience and care. They'll work by the gentle glow of cellular energy, guided by instructions written in the most beautiful language ever conceived, the chemical poetry of life itself. Each repair they complete, each quality check they perform, each coordination signal they send adds another verse to the ongoing poem of your existence. They're not just maintaining your DNA, they're preserving the story of who you are. The biological narrative that makes your thoughts, your memories, your dreams possible. In the morning, when sunlight filters through your windows and calls you back to waking consciousness, you'll carry with you the fruits of their nighttime labor. Your genetic code will be refreshed, restored, and ready for another day of supporting the remarkable phenomenon of your conscious existence. You may not feel the millions of successful repairs that occurred while you slept, but they'll be woven into every breath you take, every thought you think, every moment of health and vitality you experience. The invisible work of molecular maintenance will continue to support the visible miracle of your life. So rest now, knowing that you are held and supported by systems of breathtaking sophistication and unwavering reliability. In the vast darkness of space, on this small planet, spinning through the cosmos, in the intimate universe of your cells, the ancient work of preservation continues with the same steady rhythm that has sustained life for billions of years. The story of DNA repair is ultimately a love story, a tale of molecular devotion that spans the history of life itself. It's the story of repair proteins that fold with perfect precision, of quality control systems that never compromise on accuracy, of communication networks that ensure no cell works alone. It's the story of life's profound commitment to maintaining the information that makes existence possible. And now, dear listener, you are part of that story. Your understanding of these remarkable processes connects you more deeply to the biological miracle you embody every moment of every day. You are not just a passive recipient of genetic maintenance, but an active participant in the grand project of life itself. Sleep well and dream peacefully, knowing that in the gentle darkness of your cells, the most dedicated maintenance crew in the universe continues their essential work, preserving the precious information that makes you wonderfully, uniquely, eternally you. The gentle rhythm of DNA repair continues through every season of your life, adapting and evolving as you grow and change. From the rapid cellular divisions of childhood through the steady maintenance of adulthood to the careful preservation work of later years, these molecular systems adjust their activities to match your body's changing needs and circumstances. In the earliest days of your existence, when you were just a collection of rapidly dividing cells, DNA repair systems worked overtime to ensure that each new cell received an accurate copy of your genetic blueprint. The pace was breathtaking, with millions of cell divisions occurring in perfect coordination, each one requiring flawless copying and immediate repair of any errors that crept into the process. As you developed from embryo to infant to child, your repair systems evolved sophisticated strategies for managing the unique challenges of growth. Growing tissues face particular stresses, with cells dividing rapidly while simultaneously differentiating into specialized types. Your DNA repair machinery learned to balance speed with accuracy, ensuring that development proceeded on schedule while maintaining genetic integrity. Throughout your childhood and adolescence, these systems supported not just physical growth but the remarkable development of your nervous system. As your brain formed trillions of connections and learned to process the complexity of human experience, DNA repair mechanisms in your neurons worked tirelessly to maintain the genetic stability that makes learning and memory possible. Now, in whatever stage of life finds you listening tonight, those same repair systems continue their work with the wisdom accumulated through years of experience. They've learned the particular patterns of damage your lifestyle and environment create. They've adapted to your circadian rhythms, your stress patterns, your nutritional habits, and the countless other factors that make your cellular environment unique. The repair proteins working in your cells right now carry within their structure not just the general instructions refined over billions of years of evolution, but specific adaptations that reflect your individual genetic heritage. Some of your repair enzymes may work slightly faster than average, others may be particularly good at handling certain types of damage, and still others may have enhanced quality control capabilities that reflect the unique evolutionary pressures your ancestors faced. This personalization of DNA repair represents one of the most remarkable aspects of these systems. While the basic mechanisms are universal across all life, the specific implementations are as individual as fingerprints. Your repair systems are uniquely yours, calibrated to your genetic background, adapted to your environment, and responsive to your choices. As you age, these systems face new challenges but also demonstrate remarkable resilience. While some repair capabilities may decline over time, others actually improve with experience. Cells that have encountered and successfully repaired many types of damage develop enhanced abilities to handle similar problems in the future. It's like having a repair crew that gets better at their job the longer they work. The wisdom accumulated by your DNA repair systems over a lifetime is truly extraordinary. They've learned to recognize the molecular signatures of thousands of different types of damage. They've developed efficient strategies for prioritizing repairs based on urgency and importance. They've fine-tuned their quality control processes to catch errors that might have slipped through when they were less experienced. This cellular wisdom represents a form of biological memory that complements your conscious memories. While your mind stores experiences in the form of neural connections, your cells store repair knowledge in the form of enhanced protein structures and improved cellular processes. Both types of memory contribute to the remarkable phenomenon of a life lived with increasing depth and understanding. The interconnection between these different forms of memory creates fascinating feedback loops. When your conscious mind makes decisions that support cellular health, your DNA repair systems respond with enhanced efficiency. When your repair systems maintain optimal function, they support the neural processes that enable clear thinking and good decision-making. You and your molecular maintenance systems are partners in the project of maintaining your health and vitality. This partnership becomes particularly important as you navigate the environmental challenges of modern life. Your ancestors' repair systems evolved to handle natural sources of DNA damage, but today's world presents novel challenges that require adaptive responses. Air pollution, processed foods, electromagnetic radiation, and countless synthetic chemicals create types of damage that natural selection never specifically prepared your cells to handle. Yet, your repair systems demonstrate remarkable flexibility in adapting to these new challenges. They can upregulate production of specific repair proteins in response to novel toxins. They can modify their quality control processes to catch new types of errors. They can even communicate with each other to develop coordinated responses to unprecedented threats. This adaptability reflects the fundamental resilience built into biological systems over billions of years of evolution. Life has always faced changing conditions, new challenges, and unexpected threats. The DNA repair mechanisms that survive and thrive are those that combine stability with flexibility, maintaining core functions while adapting to changing circumstances. Your repair systems embody this evolutionary wisdom in every molecular interaction. They're conservative enough to preserve essential genetic information with extraordinary fidelity, yet flexible enough to adapt their strategies when faced with new types of damage. They represent the perfect balance between preservation and innovation that has allowed life to persist and flourish on a constantly changing planet. As you settle into the peaceful rhythm of approaching sleep, these adaptive systems are already beginning their preparations for the night's work. They're assessing the damage accumulated during the day, allocating resources for repair activities, and coordinating with circadian rhythm systems to optimize their efficiency during the hours of rest ahead. The transition into sleep itself triggers cascades of molecular changes that support optimal DNA repair function. Stress hormones decline, allowing cellular energy to be redirected toward maintenance activities. Growth hormone levels increase, providing signals that support cellular regeneration and repair. Even your body temperature drops slightly, creating conditions that favor the precise molecular interactions required for accurate genetic maintenance. In the quiet hours ahead, as your conscious mind rests and recovers, your DNA repair systems will enter their most productive phase. Free from the demands of supporting active metabolism and conscious function, they can dedicate their full attention to the meticulous work of genetic maintenance and cellular renewal. The repairs completed during tonight's sleep will influence not just tomorrow's health, but the accumulated trajectory of your cellular aging process. Each successful repair prevents a potential mutation that could accumulate over time. Each quality control check that catches and corrects an error maintains the integrity of genetic information that will be passed on to new cells through countless future divisions. In this way, the work happening in your cells tonight contributes to your long-term health and vitality in ways that extend far beyond the immediate benefits of a good night's rest. The molecular maintenance occurring while you sleep is an investment in your future self, a gift from tonight's repair systems to the person you'll be in months and years to come. The dedication of these molecular workers is both humbling and inspiring. They don't know about your hopes and dreams, your challenges and aspirations. They simply know their purpose: to maintain the genetic integrity that makes your life possible. In their unwavering commitment to this purpose, we see reflected the deepest values of existence itself: preservation, protection, and the careful tending of what is most precious. As your breathing deepens and your mind begins to release the concerns of the day, trust in the ancient wisdom of these repair systems. They've been perfecting their craft for billions of years, learning through countless generations of cellular experience, adapting to challenges that span the entire history of life on Earth. The work they do tonight will be invisible to your waking consciousness, but it will be woven into every moment of tomorrow's experience. Every clear thought, every surge of energy, every moment of physical vitality will be supported by the molecular maintenance completed while you slept. In the vast darkness of space on this small blue planet, in the intimate universe of your cells, the ancient dance of genetic preservation continues with the same steady rhythm that has sustained life since its earliest beginnings. You are both witness to and participant in this cosmic choreography, a conscious observer of the molecular ballet that makes your existence possible. Sleep now, knowing that you are held and supported by systems of extraordinary sophistication and unwavering dedication. In the gentle embrace of cellular maintenance, in the quiet rhythm of molecular repair, in the ancient commitment to genetic preservation, you find your place in the vast, interconnected web of life that connects all things across time and space. Tomorrow's sun will rise on a world made new by billions of successful repairs, countless quality control checks, and the ongoing work of molecular systems dedicated to maintaining the precious information that makes life possible. And you, refreshed and renewed by a night of cellular restoration, will carry forward the remarkable story of DNA repair into another day of wonder, discovery, and quiet biological miracles. Sweet dreams, fellow traveller in the universe of molecular maintenance. In the soft darkness ahead, your genetic guardians will continue their essential work with the same quiet dedication they've shown every moment of your existence, preserving the biological poetry that makes you wonderfully, uniquely, eternally you.